Hi, my name is Michaela Petz, and this is my Chapter 13 takeaways. This chapter was titled Preparing and Researching Presentations. I found this chapter very interesting, and I think it will be helpful when moving forward with presentations and speeches and following that creative process. Public speaking always includes a speaker who has a reason for speaking, an audience who gives the speaker attention, and a message that is meant to accomplish a specific purpose. I really enjoyed the section about anxiety regarding public speaking. This is a big thing for me, but the book states that about 75% of people experience anxiety about public speaking, but with patience and practice, we can counter some of these or even all of it. Completing a communication course was a great first step. The first big step is preparation. Speaking assignments usually fit with one of three general purposes: informative, persuasive, and special occasion. Informative speeches, exactly what they sound like, to inform, a process, a plan, an object. Persuasive speeches, to influence the attitudes, beliefs, or behaviors of your audience, or attempt to change the audience's opinion. And special occasion speeches, I think most people have heard some kind of special occasion speech, celebrating an achievement, presenting a memorial, or an award. The next step is going to be analyze your audience. Audience analysis is a highly systematic process of getting to know your listeners. Audience expectation and situational factors. Expectations about your speech based on the speaking situation. The culture, norms for the public speaking, even their knowledge about you as an individual can have an impact. When you're speaking to an audience, you need to analyze the demographics of your crowd. That's quantifiable social categories of groups of people. So gender, socioeconomic status, religion, things of that nature. Your next step is going to be anticipate audience responses. So determine prior exposure, consider audience motivation, or seek common ground. And how do you go about finding information? Observe people, get to know people, surveys, and interview your audience. Next, you're going to choose your topic. When searching for a good topic, there are two proven strategies for generating ideas, which include personal interest, brainstorming, and clustering. The most important part is finding a topic that intrigues you. Create a list of potential interests of this topic. Next will be brainstorming. Start amassing information, think creatively, and consider problems and solutions related to your problem. Clustering, it reminds me of a spider web theory. You got the spider in the middle, and then ideas that will branch off of it. Next, you're going to narrow down your topic. So once you have a general idea of what it is going to be, pick a topic that will meet the below criteria. Is it a topic you're interested in and know something about? Does the topic meet the criteria specified for the assignment? And is the topic that your audience will find worthwhile? Try to find a specific topic rather than a general topic. The book states that it will be easier to follow through the process. Next is going to be to develop your thesis statement. This is something you typically find in the end of your introduction paragraph. A solid thesis statement will have your audience remember long after your visual aids have faded from their minds. It will help you achieve your general goal. So the thesis is supposed to wrap up what the paper or speech is about. Next is doing research for your topic. There's multiple ways you can do this research. Testimony, incorporating the voice of an expert into your speech. Scholarship and statistics. Statistics is a numeral form that can help boost your presentation. Anecdotes are brief personal stories that have a point or a punchline. So make it personal, make it tied to yourself. Or quotes. How to find your supporting material. Talk to people. Networking with people, something most companies do and aim for. You can search literature, hit books, magazines, podcasts, and then obviously use the internet. Your next step is going to be evaluate your supporting materials. So the credibility, the quality, authority, and reliability of each source you use. Using online sources, I feel like, is rough these days because of AI. There's so many things that you don't know if it's real or not. Plagiarism is something we have all heard about from middle school to high school, college. It's a crime of presenting someone else's work, ideas, intellectual property as your own, intentionally or unintentionally. Then last, take notes. Have a running bibliography, a list of sources that you reference. Always make sure that you reference your sources. Overall, I think this chapter will be very helpful moving forward with creating speeches and presentations and just communication in general. Thank you.